afternoon, Winnicott. I'm Hunter McKenzie.
And I'm Shannon O'Hara.
And this is
WHTV.
What's with the spooky voice, Shannon?
Didn't you know, Hunter? Today is Halloween.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot. I should have known with your spooky costume. It's great.
Thanks, Hunt. I'm a vampire.
Oh no.
What?
I'm afraid of vampires.
Oh no!
Yeah. Speaking of fears, a couple WHTV1 students, Kenny Doyle and Patrick Witt, have a story on fears.
Roll the clip.
Ooh.
What's up, Winnicott? It's Patrick Witt and Kenny Doyle reporting live on Halloween.
The scariest holiday of the year. Not only is it a time for candy, but a time for scares. There's a lot of fears out there, so we wanted to see what you were afraid of. Check it out.
The thing that scares me most is oversleeping and not making it into school on time.
Spiders. Yeah, gas station seafood.
My biggest fear is probably ghosts.
My biggest fear is LeBron James and Peyton Manning doing an advertisement together.
So I'm laying here and I'm looking out and there's a door across the hall and it's all dark and it scares me.
Ebola.
Ebola.
My biggest fear is Ebola.
Fear is a response to perceived physical or emotional danger. Often, we have a fear of things that are not life or death, like a slithering snake or a harmless spider. We just view them as a threat, which causes the reaction in our brain to trigger fear.
My biggest fear...
Boo!
My biggest fear is being killed.
I am afraid of Mr. Hayward, the 215 girls.
I think my biggest fear is falling to my death.
Ryan Quinn.
My biggest fear is having to shave my mustache.
The color blue.
My biggest fear is getting lost.
Yeah, Ryan Quinn again. He's a scary kid, and that's about it.
My biggest fear is clowns.
My biggest fear is someone stealing my swag.
I'm fearless.
Commitment.
I'm afraid of being interrupted.
Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
Well, that's all we have for you today, Winnicott. Happy Halloween.
Kenny and Patrick, signing out.
Wow, that was spooky.
Yeah, it was.
But you know what's even spookier, Shan?
What?
Drugs. This week is New Hampshire's Drug-Free Week, or the Red Ribbon Week, which is for drug awareness. In recognition of Red Ribbon Week, Winnicott will be planting 500 red tulip bulbs in the back of the building. 2 students from each advisory are chosen to take part. Freshmen and seniors planted tulips yesterday, and sophomores and juniors will plant today. Let's make it a good Red Ribbon Week and look for those nice red tulips next spring.
In another recent activity within the school this week, Winnicott saw another annual Culture Matters.
Culture Matters is a fun and educational event that showcases culture through talent. It is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, remember when Inca Sun came last year and there was a huge dance conga party line?
Yeah, good times.
This year, Folk Soul paid Winnicott a visit.
Nick Sita and Emily Durant have the story.
Hey Winnicott, Nick and Emily back again. On October 24th, Culture Matters visited our school. If you missed it, we got the scoop.
So this is the 6th year that we've done the Culture Matters show. So we're really excited to be able to bring Culture Matters back again this year.
Well, this particular band, the Folk Soul Band, is theme-based, and the theme is New Orleans culture as being a source of inspiration.
We're trying something new with this band. They are New Orleans style jazz.
Around the country, he and I have been in bands for many years, and he finally asked himself, wait a minute, where does this trombone come from? He said, I need more horns. And he went down to New Orleans, a bunch of years ago, and found out where all the other horn players came from.
The idea behind Culture Matters is that we really just want to expose students to different types of music from different cultures, things that you guys might not generally see or hear in your everyday life in Hampton, New Hampshire, Seacoast, New Hampshire.
Just loving other New Orleans, musicians, from the Neville Brothers, Randy Newman, and yeah, just there's such a long list. Harry Connick, all the varieties of styles. And so it's just been great fun. It's a great fun band to be able to play with.
Part of being an artist, I think, is exploring roots. I think that's a natural thing to do, especially, because, the good ones sort of point you in the direction of what inspired them. And so pretty soon you're looking kind of where it all comes from. So for me, it steered me to New Orleans.
Well, Winnicott, that's all we have for you today. Nick and Emily, signing out.
Mr. WHS, a male beauty pageant competition, was held here at the school this past Tuesday. It was fun and hilarious. It was an event put on by Hallie Sickle, Nikki Melvin for their Senior SEM project. The turnout was great, and there were a lot of funny acts. The contestants were our very own Brian Otto, Jordan Keene, Parker Rush, Will Smith, and Zach Sakurai. All of the contestants held their own, but it was Zach Sakurai who came out as our crowned winner of the night.
You can catch me and Tyler's story on that next week. For our final story, the legendary Slammin' Shan That Can has a story on the popular Spanish holiday, El Dia de los Muertos. Roll it.
Hey there, Winnicott, the Shan That Can here. Every year on November 1st is El Dia de los Muertos, or commonly known as the Day of the Dead. The Day of the Dead is a holiday that's celebrated all over the world in various countries. The holiday is a combination of Aztec culture as well as Catholicism. The day includes many celebrations with music, decorating grades, traditional foods, costumes, parades, and much more. El Dia de los Muertos was not created to mourn the deaths of the dead, but to celebrate the lives from beginning to end and be thankful of the time we spent together. Winnicott students were interviewed to find out their thoughts on El Dia de los Muertos.
This year in March, I went to Argentina and they were celebrating it when we went. So me and my sister got to see it a little bit with my family. We went to this big church that was across from the hotel that we went to, and there were a lot of families going there, and they were bringing like candles and flowers, and it was kind of weird because like some of the caskets were like open, but it was fun and like a cool experience, I guess.
I celebrate it in my Spanish class.
It came about in Mexico. It's kind of a combination of the indigenous populations and their understanding of death and how death is really the beginning of life. It's similar to All Saints' Day. On the 1st and 2nd, it's believed that anyone who has died comes back and visits. To greet them when they come back, you create an altar for the people who have died who are in your life. You leave them anything that they would be happy to see because they are not alive anymore, so they can't have those things. And then they leave on the 2nd of November, and it'll be another year before they come back. It's really a way for people to come together and to celebrate, and it's not a sad occasion, and it seems like death would be sad for many cultures, but in the Mexican culture, it is like, oh, it's a chance for us to see you again.
So remember, Winnicott, try out El Dia de los Muertos. Who knows, you might have a new favorite holiday. This is Shannon O'Hara for WHTV. Well, Winnicott, that's all we have for you today.
Blah, blah.
I hope all of you have a spooky Halloween.
And a great weekend.
See you next week. Woo! Yeah!
Alright, we're ready to take up the top. Everyone breathe in, breathe out.
Mike.
I can.
This is Marguerite.
Yeah.
Okay. This year, Folk Soul paid one.
You were so nervous. You were like, Folk Soul.
Didn't you know? Today is Halloween.
No, not all the way back up.
No, go back.
No,
like
no.
the other way. There you go.
No,
down
we're not
a little
starting.
bit more.
We're not starting there. We're not starting there.
No, up. Down.
No.